Welcome back. Now that we've covered the different types of cloud deployment models, it's time to talk about something that's just as important, and that's how you pay for cloud. This is where the cloud economics differ dramatically from traditional IT. That's because the cloud uses what's called a consumption based model, and understanding it is essential for planning and budgeting and just making overall generally smart architectural decisions. Now, of course, before the cloud, companies had to purchase and maintain their own hardware. That meant major upfront capital expenses. You'd have to buy racks of servers, your networking equipment, purchase cooling systems, backup power, and of course, all the space and staffing that came with it. Even worse, organizations had to estimate their long term needs in advance. They often ended up buying more hardware than necessary just in case. That, of course, left a lot of capacity unused, but still fully paid for. What cloud computing does is change this entirely. With the consumption based model, you don't have to any longer make large upfront investments. Instead, you pay only for what you use and only when you use it. It's very similar when you think about it to how you pay your electric or water bill. If you don't use a service, you don't pay for it. Now, here's how it works. Every Azure service, things like virtual machines or storage, databases, networking, they're all metered. That means Azure tracks your usage and bills accordingly. If a virtual machine runs for 2 hours, you're billed for 2 hours. If you store 500 gigabytes of data, you're billed for 500 gigabytes. And then when you stop using a resource, the billing stops as well. This introduces a level of flexibility and financial efficiency that traditional IT models simply can't provide. Now, there are several key benefits to this approach. First, you avoid upfront costs entirely. You're not purchasing hardware or overbuilding capacity. Secondly, the pay as you go model charges you only for what you actually consume. Thirdly, it improves cash flow by shifting costs from large capital expenditures to smaller ongoing operating expenses. And of course, it prevents waste because you can scale resources up or down instantly. And then finally, Azure offers detailed cost visibility so you can track, analyze, and optimize your usage in real time. So let's take a quick look at an example here. Imagine you're running a web application in Azure App Service. Under normal conditions, you might only need 2 instances. But during a busy period, for example, maybe you're having a product launch or some kind of marketing campaign, when that happens, your traffic doubles. With Microsoft Azure, what you can do is scale up to maybe 4 instances instantly. You then build only for the additional compute during that high demand window. So once your traffic returns to normal, you scale back down and your costs drop just as quickly. That's the consumption based model in action. So at the end of the day, the consumption based model is a pay as you go approach to cloud computing. It dictates that you're billed only for the resources you actually use, which in turn helps eliminate large upfront costs and keeps your spending aligned with real demand.